If you run your own hauling company and you have drivers who work for you, are you open to their feedback? Welcome to Dump Truck Toolbox. This is Alan. Why don't you grab your cup of coffee and join me on today's hauling tale. It's 7:15, local sunrise. I'm going to be heading east and south for at least the first part of the day. So I'm going to be traveling into the sun. I actually haven't put my sunglasses on yet, and I'm going to regret that in a few minutes. It's great to have you on the channel. Today I'm going to tie in the rising sun, Ford of Japan, and how to be a better truck driver and how to run your hauling business better. Hold on for the ride. We have a crew that's been working at a municipal recycling facility lot. They've been grading it and getting it ready to be totally rebuilt. As we come around the corner here, we're going to be heading almost directly into the rising sun. As I said, I don't have my sunglasses on yet. A rookie mistake. I'll put them on as soon as we get to the recycling facility. I'm not in my regular truck today. It's the one that's only 8 years old and it feels like a luxury vehicle. This is my older truck. It's 19 years old and it still runs well. I'm not complaining. However, I only have 2 camera mounts in the old truck, so you're not going to get some of the views that normally I like to show you. Pulling into the municipal recycling site, working with one of the great crews we have here at Basic Construction. Always enjoy working with these guys. One of the reasons I enjoy working with them is I've gotten some very powerful and effective feedback from the foreman of this crew.
Okay, and come back empty.
What?
And come back empty. Okay.
When I said the foreman gave me powerful and effective feedback, I don't think I'm saying it was fun. I was doing a number of things wrong. The foreman helped me out by being very direct and very forceful in telling me what I was doing wrong. You might say, that's messed up. So I have what may be a strange conclusion about feedback, but to explain it, we're going to really need to travel to Japan. As you know, Japan is called the land of the rising sun, and as we turn into the rising sun, I wanted to tell you a story of some work that I had the chance to do in Japan. And trust me, it has something to do with the hauling business. I was an organizational psychologist working at Ford Motor Company, and our Ford of Japan subsidiary wanted to do a performance appraisal more similar to what the corporate performance appraisal was. Well, that ran into some difficulties in Japan for a surprising reason. Ford's corporate performance rating required everybody to give feedback to their boss. You're supposed to tell your boss what you wanted them to keep doing, what you wanted your boss to stop doing, what you wanted your boss to do more, what you wanted your boss to do less. In America, there were some people that had trouble with that, but most people got on board pretty quickly. Japan, however, has a culture of great deference, great honor to people who are older than you or higher up in the organization than you. This request to give feedback to your boss was seen as inappropriate. A colleague and I read up on Japanese culture, talked to our colleagues in Japan, and we came up with the concept of bending the elbow, which was an opportunity in Japan with your boss to go out and drink sake or whatever and say candid things to your boss. And then in the morning, both of you could pretend it never happened because you were bending the elbow, or you were, as some Americans or Brits might say, you were in your cups. Yeah, I was drinking, I don't remember what happened. And that saved face for both parties. but the message got through to the boss. Now, Ford is not a totally teetotaling company, but the idea that there would be a requirement to go out and get sort of drunk with your boss didn't really fit in with our corporate values and guiding principles. So instead we said, well, you know, if we have the senior leader of Ford of Japan stand up and say, it is essential for the success of our business that you give feedback to your boss. And he said other things in Japanese that I, of course, don't speak, but he managed to make the idea clear that this would be like bending the elbow. That is, your message would get through and there would be no repercussions. It wouldn't be like, you know, the next day your boss is gonna jump all over you for being disrespectful. So what were we trying to do in Ford of Japan? We did not want managers to resist feedback from their employees. We didn't want them to merely accept feedback. At a minimum, they needed to welcome feedback, and even better, to actively invite feedback. And the reason for this is the more towards the red end of the spectrum here, the less feedback you get. The more towards the green end, the more feedback you get, and feedback has an impact on your relationships and ultimately on your performance. As a dump truck driver, are you open to feedback from others, or do you see it as disrespectful and you want to jump all over them, cuss them out, threaten them with a hammer, I don't know what? If you run your own hauling company and you have drivers who work for you, are you open to their feedback? Do you ask them for their feedback? Do you say, what should I do more of? What should I do less of? What should I stop doing? What should I start doing to help you be a better driver for my hauling company? If you see feedback about your performance as an attack, a threat, disapproval of you, or judgment about you, you will tend to defend yourself, deny the truth of the feedback, delay receiving it, delay thinking about it, delay acting on it, or deflect, blame someone else for what happened. If, on the other hand, you see feedback as a gift, something that someone is giving you that gives you an opportunity to improve yourself, to build a stronger relationship, to perform better as a driver or as an owner-operator or as a leader of people, then you're more likely to not just merely accept the feedback, but to welcome it and to invite it again in the future. And so it's your choice. Defend, deny, delay, deflect feedback, or accept the gift and use it to get better. Thank you for joining me on the channel today. Like and subscribe, and give me feedback through the comments. Even if it's a negative comment, I find value in them. I may or may not do precisely what you're saying, but I listen carefully and use it to improve. This is Alan. I hope to see you again soon on the Dump Truck Toolbox.